Okay, I got all these scraps, silky scraps, mesh scraps, and lacy scraps. I want to make a button up. I haven't decided how I'm going to construct it, but we'll figure it out. Alright you guys, welcome back to my channel. Briquel here with a new video, and in today's video I'm going to be designing a lacy button-up dress shirt made out of only scraps, and I will be teaching you how to make a collar. Now if you are interested in all things sewing, fashion, and design, then please hit subscribe because this channel is made for you. To begin the process on designing this shirt, I am using a McCall's men's button-up size medium because I want that extra drape. For starters, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the chimney placket and cuff using this 3D lacy fabric. Next, I am going to cut out the back yoke or back panel of the men's button-up with this leftover mesh fabric. Now keep in mind every piece that I'm cutting out is made from scraps. I would like to use up all the fabric that I have now before I start any other future collection. The next step is I'm going to cut out the front and back body piece, but what I'd like to do is have the silky be just to my waist, and then the rest down be the lace mesh detailing. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where to mark the pattern. I think I'm going to have it right here, and this be the seam allowance. So yeah, so far so good. Now some fabric trivia. Satin can be produced from which fiber? Options include A. Rayon, B. Polyester, C. Cotton, D. Silky fulfillment yarns, or E. All of the above. The answer is E. All of the above. It takes a range of these fibers to produce satin. Okay, this next piece that I have is from an old dress. I just have like the skirt part of it. You see here it's polka dot and lacy. I'm gonna put this on the bottom of the dress shirt. I went ahead and used the bottom half of the pattern and then decided how I wanted the lace to be. Okay guys, I just want to show you what I have so far. So let me back up a little bit more. So this top part is the silky satin, and then it goes down into this lacy detailing from the extra lace. I still need to add where the buttons are going to be in the collar, and then the back. The back has this little mesh, then the silk, and then the seam on the back. So yeah, I still need to sew the side seams. That's why it looks pretty big. Next, I will show you how to sew a collar. But first, a quick break to show you what is new on designerbriquels.com. The newest design available is this lace up the sleeve detailing shirt made out of rib knit fabric. It is super comfortable and super classy for all seasons. The next item, this is a waxy denim skirt which has 3 pockets in the front that has 2 zippers and a single welt pocket. This item is a 101 piece which is currently 30% off. Order before it is gone. You can mix and match for any occasion and fit that is made to last. Everything on Designer Briquels is homemade in the USA. When you are wearing Designer Briquels, you will be styled in confidence. Now let's get back to sewing. The first step when sewing your collar is that you will sew your neckband and your collar together. Make sure that you follow your notches so that way your collar is perfectly even. Then you'll want to press your seam down, and you will have one side with interfacing and another side without. The side with interfacing will be the outer collar, and the side without interfacing will be the under collar. Okay, so now I'm going to sew the collar together, and what you're going to do is put right sides together. Make sure you press the seam open that sews the two pieces together, and then you're going to sew all the way around, but leave this bottom neckband open so you can flip it around, and then after you flip it around, you clip your corners, and then you stitch in the ditch in this seam. Also, one more side note is that you want your interfacing to be on the outer side, and then the side without the interfacing be the underside of the collar. Okay, so I went ahead and sewed my pieces together, and then I clipped my corners, or trimmed my corners, so that way when it folds out it gives it a cleaner edge. And then I clipped this round part of the neckband, and then I also clipped right here where that seam is. And so I'll go ahead and do it on my other side, but pro tip, what I wanted to share with you guys is that you'll also want to press open the seams up here. You want to press that down, because when you fold it the right side out, it will give it a cleaner fold. Another helpful tip is to clip around any curved edges, just like I'm doing right here. This will help it fold out nicely. Like I mentioned before, give your collar a good press. This will help shapen and structure your collar to look professional. Now be sure to give your collar a good press. The better you press it, the better the outcome of your collar and the more professional it will look. If you're having a hard time getting to the corners of your collar, another helpful tip is to get a hardcover book. Place the book inside of the collar, and then that will make it easier to reach the corners. Okay, so after you sew your collar and collar band together, you'll want to either stitch in the ditch, this seam right here, or what you can do, and this is what I just did, the two seams that were laying on top of each other. If I can open it here. Yeah, so these two seams that were laying on top of each other, I just placed the two sides, and then I sewed right next to, not on top, but right next to the existing seam, so this collar is completely sewn closed, but I still have the collar band open. So now I'm going to go ahead and sew it on to my button up, and then I'll go about top stitching it. And then just remember that the side with the interfacing is going to be the right side up. Okay, you guys, I am showing you the inside of my button up, and I sewed on one side of my collar and the neckband. As you see here of the button up, I did the right sides together, so the interfacing side, and then just sewed, one side together. The next step, what you want to do is on the other side, is that you're just going to, put this seam inwards and then fold this, down, and then you're just gonna stitch on top of that. But a pro tip to help you is that I just kind of folded it inwards together and then sew it, and then you just pull it out. But then in the middle I won't have, it won't be able to stretch that long, so whatever I'm unable to reach, I'm just gonna fold this inward and then stitch on top of it, and then do my top stitch all around my collar. I would actually recommend sewing, flip this around and then sewing this in about 4 to 3 inches, and then the rest of it I left this open, so you can see you're just going to go ahead, fold this under, meet it to that seam just like how I have it pinned here, and then just go ahead, stitch on top, and then do the rest of your top stitching. And the reason why I want you to only do about 3 to 4 inches in is because to make this top or the inner side of the neckband to be even with each other, because if it's not even, then it's going to start getting kind of bubbly like it is right here, and it'll make it harder to sew. So on this part, use as many pins to help you, and then press it down before you sew it, and it will be a lot easier to sew. Alright, here is the final collar. As you see, we have the detailing top stitch right on the edge. Same with the neckband, and then you have the first buttonhole and then the button. And then just for a little detailing, I added my designer Brickell's tag. Let me know if you have any questions. Just send me an email over at designerbrickels@gmail.com. Moving forward with the design, I went ahead and worked on the sleeve, cuff, and chimney placket. Here is the sleeve. I went ahead and finished making the sleeve, and the chimney placket with the cuff. I was going to show you how to sew that, but because I decided to use this lacy detailing fabric, I figured it'd be kind of hard to see. So I will make a different video in the future and then link it down below to this video on how to sew a chimney placket and a cuff. But yeah, here's that detailing, and then let me go ahead and show you what we have. So here's how the collar turned out, very nice. Just got to sew the sleeve on, and I am pretty much done. So I finished sewing the sleeve and the chimney placket and the cuff on. Usually on button-ups there's a pocket in the front, so now I'm trying to decide if I should add pockets or not. Let me go ahead and show you. Okay, you guys, this is what we have so far. I'm pretty excited with how it is turning out. However, like I mentioned, there's usually a pocket in the front of a button-up, but I'm just trying to decide, should I add a pocket, maybe 2 of them? I'm really loving, this is like the lining of the dress scraps that I'm using, just the same on how this is. I love this detailing right here, which is why I kind of want to add a pocket. But yeah, I don't know. I might have to sit on this one. So stay tuned. I'll see if I add a pocket or not. I went ahead and took to Instagram a poll of whether I should add 1 pockets or 2 because I had such a hard time deciding. I'm so indecisive, and I just want to say to everyone who voted, thank you so much. But it was so funny because it ended up 50-50, so regardless, I had to decide for myself to add 1 or 2. I'll be doing more designing polls over on my Instagram, so if you'd like to be part of the fun, please be sure to follow me over at Designer Brickels. I'd sure love your help. My link tree will be in the description. Alright, you guys, let me show you the final design here. As you see, I went ahead and decided to go with 2 chiffon pockets. The reason being is because I just really love this gathered detailing at the top, and this fabric I got this same with this lace fabric just from an old dress that I don't wear anymore. Here is how the collar went. Here are just some normal buttons. The first panel is just some regular lace, and then we have that gathered detailing that matches the pockets, and then the polka dot lace and a normal rolled hem. And then the cuff is just some more 3D lace with the chimney placket. And then the back yoke is some mesh fabric. Alright you guys, that will do it for today's video. If you're interested in all things sewing, fashion, and design, please hit subscribe. Please comment down below, are we liking how this design turned out? And if you're interested in it, please send me an email or message me on social media. I'm so happy to make you a custom piece. And thank you so much for all the support you guys have given me. It really helps me grow my channel and my brand. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.